Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this wonderful day. You've given us this day out of your own mercy. Thank you for everything you've done for us. Thank you for getting us to this point. We really didn't think we'd ever get here, but now we're here. So thank you for giving us this day. I love you, Jesus. Amen.
All right, welcome everybody here. I'm used to saying like, hello, happy Sabbath, but I can't exactly do that. So I don't know exactly how to, say hello. But there you go, that's it. We would like to thank all of you for coming. It means a lot to all the students here. Your presence means, the world to them. We would also like to thank all of our teachers and our church family because we could not be here without them, but ultimately, we wouldn't be here without God, so. All right, yeah, that's it.
As Abby already said, welcome. Thank you all for coming. At this time, we have a couple of special presentations, one from Chisholm Trail Academy. Mr. Dickerson is here, and then Burton Adventist Academy, we have Mr. Murray here. So I'll invite Mr. Dickerson on up, and he's got some scholarships to pass out.
I promise to do this one more year, and then I'm done. I have 3 scholarships here. We're very happy to be able to award these to these young people. The first one is Micaiah Eugene. And I believe that was for $300. For $400, Allison Wallace. And for $500, Hannah Johnson.
Good evening. I'll probably be doing this a few more years. Just in case you want to get bored. Burton Academy has been blessed by Burleson Academy graduates. We have a number of our Student Association officers who are Burleson grads. We have a number of our Honor Society students who are Burleson grads. Some of our top athletes, top musicians, top students throughout our entire program are Burleson grads, and we value them very greatly. And so we have something for everybody tonight. First up, for $250, Lindsay Quiros. Peyton Sandifer. Hate to see all that height go over to Ozark. Man, gee. For those of you who don't know, I coach basketball and volleyball. Whew. Dad, I'm upset with you. Okay. Micaiah Eugene. Abby Haslam. Thank you. Seth Valencia. Ryan Huffman. That's a good handshake. Abigail Villa. Isabella Sims. Not here. Okay. Jake Weaver. Hey, Jake. You bet. I'm going to hurt somebody probably. Elika Marty? Alyssa Marty? Elias. They spelled it E-L-I-C-A. Elias? Sorry. Okay? Sorry. Kate Wallace. Thank you. Connor Jones. Jaylee Denny. This young lady, this next young lady, not only got $250, but she won our iPad award that if she comes to Burton, she won the raffle on Academy Days for a brand new iPad. Olivia Crawford. For $350 salutatorian award, Allison Wallace. Valedictorian award, Hannah Johnson, $500. Thank you very much.
We're going to be introducing our guest speaker, Paul Sandifer. He has done so much for us, and he has been helping us for so long. He has been with us too for 10 years, even though it's her dad. And he has been basketball coach, and he has done so much for us, and we appreciate it so much.
I love you, Dad, and I appreciate it that you're doing this, even though it might have stressed you out a little bit. I love you.
Okay, so is my Garth Brooks microphone on? Secret Service, can y'all hear me? Elias, I knew your name. Burton. So here we are. I'm going to try not to look over at Peyton because she looks beautiful. Anyway. Billy Einhelig and his family, they just drove in. He wanted me to give them a shout out, so I'm going to give you a shout out. I'm also going to say thank you to Tony, who reminded me about 5 minutes ago that, wow, everything changes once they graduate from 8th grade. It's just not the same when they're in high school. They kind of, it's harder to be as involved. Thank you, Tony. That's because I am a weeper. I will cry all over this stage. And I'll see if I can't get this microphone to work. Does that sound a little better? So it's 2 years ago that I was actually up here before. I was speaking for Reagan's class the year that her class messed up and had the school change the rules because the graduation got out of control. It went for like 4 hours. We'll try not to do that tonight. I'm not sure how I got up here again. I guess I didn't offend as many people as I thought I did. That, or it could have something to do with my 6'1" daughter maybe threatening some people in her class. So, it was actually about 30 years ago to the day when I was actually on stage where you guys were at. In our class, we had, I can't remember if it was 3 or 4 people. But I was sitting up there. I was a little chubby kid with kind of a feminine look and a feathered hairdo. So to top it off, I thought maybe I'd just wear a pink tie. And I I asked my mom if she could find the picture, and then I thought better of it because in this day and age where we've got Facebook and all of these other social media sites, I could just see somebody who's on her social media site right now posting it up there, and there'd be memes about I feel like a woman and all kinds of other stuff. But this is kind of a cool deal for you guys. We're going to try to send you guys off in style tonight. But before we do that, let's say a prayer. Dear Lord, I pray, first off, that you help me get through this speech. And secondly, I pray that you help this unworthy vessel deliver a message that may touch at least one of these hearts. I pray this in your name, amen. So 2 years ago when I gave this speech, I thought I did okay, and then I got a little bit of fun poked at me because they were asking me, why were you going so hard at the kids? You know, you kind of did some serious issues, telling them to get their head on straight and telling the boys to man up and all this other stuff. And so I started thinking to myself, well, what is all of this blood, sweat, tears, money, time, investment that we're putting into you kiddos if at some point we don't expect you guys to start making some good decisions? And as 17 years as a cop, the people that I was dealing with when I started, now they're like 30 years old. You know, you deal with these kids, they're 9, 10, the parents are saying they won't get up and they won't go to school. I don't know, spank them. You know, this is stuff that y'all should have been dealing with before. When you don't make good decisions right now, like right now, it's going to be a whole lot more difficult in the future. So I started thinking, how young is too young? How young is too young to start expecting kids to make good decisions? Maybe not to plan out their entire future, but at least think about it. And so, oddly enough, Kelly and I took Olivia and Peyton up to Ozark about 2 months ago for Academy Days. And as part of the little meet and greet things that they've got up there, they have you go to each class and you meet a teacher and the teacher gives you their spiel, and you know, of course they're trying to sound nice when I'm sure a lot of them are just horrible, right, Kinley? No, they're good. One of them, his name is Mr. Fetters, and he started, I'm not going to say laying into the kids, he's a biology teacher and his wife's a nurse practitioner, but you could tell that he was wanting them to get their head on straight now. And so he starts talking to them and he says, a lot of people worry about money when they're in high school. They don't know what they're going to do to even pay for college. And he starts talking about how, well, you can earn a lot of money here. And I said, okay, well, that's not really the point. You know, I'm thinking he's going to have them work in the Little Debbie factory. Then he twisted it around and he talked about the student that a year ago made $80,000 in scholarships to Southwestern. That is a lot of money. And how that kid got that was he simply did what he was supposed to do. He focused on the things that were important. He focused on his job right then, and it paid off for him. So then he doesn't have to go into college worrying about, how am I going to pay for this? My parents are struggling already, all of this. So now I'm in the back, and I'm not going to say who told me maybe I went a little bit hard at the kids, but I'm like sitting there looking, I'm like about to have a Pentecostal camp meeting, right? I'm about to throw my hands up and go hallelujah, and I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling kind of exonerated. So just as a side note, I don't know if any of you guys have seen a Pentecostal camp meeting, but my mother and father-in-law used to run Nameless Valley Ranch, and we would go help them on the weekends, and when it wasn't a Adventist function, sometimes they'd have other groups come in. Well, we went there to help them one weekend, and I'm looking, and they're sitting there, and they're getting ready for praise service. It's a Pentecostal group, and they're setting up hurdles. And so I'm in the back in the kitchen, like taking stuff out, and I'm kind of eyeballing, and the band's getting warmed up, and when they say they're going to praise, they ain't kidding. They're finna praise, okay? Now, growing up in Adventist, where you didn't even see any of this, you didn't clap, and you didn't say amen too loud because you're going to interrupt the pastor. let the pastor do his thing. The band gets going, they're really getting it, and I'm like, okay, I see y'all. I walk out, and women in full dresses are doing sprints like this, and they're doing hurdles. Boom, just like this, boom. I mean, they caught the spirit, and I was like, okay, you have got my undivided attention. And that is when I realized I was a horrible person, because when I guess the spirit didn't get one of them too much, and they caught the chair and did a combat roll, I laughed. I'm just a man. I'm just a man. So, Kelly didn't get too upset during Mr. Fetter's little speech when I was raising my hands and saying hallelujah, but when I started doing hurdles over the desk, I got yelled at just a little bit. Then I finished it with one of these. No, it's 2015. Is it too long gone? So why do I bring this up? If you look in the Bible and you look at the Bible as your reference, there are countless times when God couldn't find an adult to do the job, so he had to turn to the kids. And the easiest one that we learn from day one is David and Goliath. He had a king that was appointed to him by him. He had trained soldiers, and while they were sitting there, this giant was up talking about everybody, talking about the king, talking about the soldiers, and talking about God. So what God had to do was use a child. He used a child that was willing to use God's power to overcome something that was seemingly overcomable, it was insurmountable. The other story that I think about is the one where the child was selfless, and after hours and hours of parables and Jesus preaching, the crowd is hungry. And he gives up his food to Jesus, and Jesus takes it and works a miracle. So now my question is how young is too young? At what point do we start moving from this whole childish thing, and do we just embrace the talents that were given to us? Now the reason I bring this up is because there's not a whole lot that I've got in common with him, but I think one of the things that I just can't stand is wasted talent. And even he doesn't like it. He went as far as to make a parable about it. He has given each and every one of you your own set of individual talents, things that you excel at, things that you're good at without a whole lot of effort. But the problem is, in this day and age, it's easier just to be lazy and point the finger at somebody else and make an excuse as to why we didn't succeed, why we weren't great. He took the talents from the one who buried the talent. What I'm telling you now is the time to foster those talents. Now is the time to build the foundation. The harder you work right now, the easier it will be for you later. If you will focus on what you're supposed to focus on, and I shouldn't even have to say this, but the number one factor, what you need to do is you need to get on your knees in the good times and in the bad. You need to focus on Jesus, and I promise he'll focus on you. We can let the trials of this life define us, or we can let them refine us and make us better and stronger. So I know that we've got 16 of you guys, so I'm going to make this as short as I can. But first and foremost, you focus on God. Secondly, and I'm being serious about this, who you choose to associate with is the second determining factor of how far you go in this world. If you choose to focus on someone who is negative and your friends don't care about schoolwork and they don't care about church, they don't go to Vespers, they don't have any goals, then what that does is it transforms normality for you. So for the past 8-9 years, we've been trying to force into you guys focus on Christ, do the best thing that you can do, treat everybody with respect, be successful, be great. As a father, I can tell you, all I want for my children is for them to succeed and to be happy. And I do want it to be easier for them than it was for me. How much more do you think he wants that for you guys? He doesn't want us just floating out here, just wasting our talents. So how young is too young to start fostering and start building those? And I'm going to say it's right now. And that's not just me saying it. If you turn and you look in the Great Controversy, Ellen White, who had a third-degree education, by the way, and this is how she wrote. She said, "Is a law of both intellectual and spiritual nature that by beholding we become changed. The mind gradually adapts itself to the subjects upon which it is allowed to dwell. It becomes assimilated to that which it is accustomed to love and reverence. What you put in is what you will get out. If you want a good marriage, if you want good relationships, if you want to finish your degree, if you want to be in a position where you can come back to the church and help, kids, I'm going to tell you this, and I may get some evil looks. We've got enough mediocrity in this church. And he said it was going to happen. He said we would be lukewarm in all things that we did. It's time to get on fire, and it's time to be successful, and let's help this church out. It is easy to make excuses, and trust me, my generation has done an incredible job at making up excuses for everything. We've got terms like microaggression and harassment. We've got safe places in college. I mean, we have done you guys a disservice, but you guys can be the first generation that doesn't need an excuse, that doesn't need a crutch, that simply says, I am a child of God and I'm worthy and I can do it, and I don't need an excuse. So I'll just give you a few examples here. Bill Gates. Bill Gates was a nerdy little white kid. Does anybody know who Bill Gates was? Anybody heard of Microsoft? At the age of 13, younger than a bunch of you guys, he was programming his first computer. By 20, he had dropped out of Harvard and he started Microsoft with his best friend. Today, Microsoft employs 79,000 employees, and he himself is worth $90 billion. Where's Rangel at? How many worthy students could we put through school without even worrying about it? How many kids could we have in our schools that wanted to be in our schools if Micaiah was the next Bill Gates? And guys, I'm telling you, you've got it in it. You've got it in you. I can see it. Okay, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey was born in 1955 in segregated Mississippi. You want to talk about a hard life? She was born to a single mother, and at the age of 9, she suffered physical and other abuses that are unspeakable. She did not focus on her obstacles. She separated herself from the problem. She focused on God and her inner talents. By 17, she was working at a radio station, and now she's worth $3 billion, and she owns her own network. Okay? I'm going to see if this one can get an amen. The governor of the greatest state in the union, Texas, come on guys, is handicapped. He is wheelchair bound. And when he got elected, he was wheelchair bound. What he said was, I didn't focus on my handicap. I focused on Christ and hard work. What will y'all's excuse be? Sonia Sotomayor. She was born to Puerto Rican parents, Puerto Ricans that were born over there, came over here in 1955. She was born. She lost her dad at 9. Okay? That's a rough deal. I promise you, it's a rough deal. She went to college and graduated summa cum real smart. I don't even know what the phrase is. Then she went to Harvard, and now she holds literally one of the most powerful positions in America. She is a Supreme Court justice. What will y'all's excuse be? You guys have been afforded every opportunity. I'm going to tell you a little story. And I may have told you this one time when I came up as a police officer for y'all's school. As cops, you're not supposed to run into a disturbance. If you've got backup coming, you're supposed to just wait, because if you get in the middle of it and you could have waited 30 seconds, they just teach you to wait for your backup. However, if someone's running out of a house on a disturbance and waving you down, you're not going to wait. You're going to go in and you're going to help. So that's what I did. I'm getting waved down. My backup is, I don't know where they're at. I'm sitting there and I go, okay, I'm out. I'm waiting on cover. They run out of the house, waving at me, so I run up to the front door. I immediately wished I had waited for my cover because of all these guys in the house and everybody's, and I can't even tell who's getting the worst of it. So, I'm standing there at the door, and I go, hey! So all eyes turn towards me. And in one of my toughest voices, I'm like, cut it out. So now the whole focus, I've got everybody's attention. My chest is puffed out a little bit, and I'm adjusting, and I'm immediately regretting my life choices. Okay? So now as I'm all puffed up like this, I look at them, and they kind of start cowering down. I'm like, all right, yeah. Sitting here, got this belly, 40 years, it's all right. I'm going to handle up. I turn around, and my backup is sitting there. And I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 guys, but they had a crazy look in their eye, ready to do something. We didn't have to at that point. If you look out here, this is your backup. Your backup has showed up for you, and they've showed up early. And not only that, guys, all you have to do, before you even know you need it, he knows you need it. And he's on your side. Okay? I'm going to show you guys what I got you. It's in a Hyundai bag. You get a Hyundai, and you get a Hyundai, and you get a Hyundai. Let's just do this. The great thing is I wrap these myself. Make sure the guys get the pink ones. Just pass them out. Pass them around, get some of there. There you go. Who's missing one? Let's see right there. You can give one back to the back. Yeah, he needs one. Okay, have y'all ever heard of dad jokes? I've been telling them for 18 years, and I had no clue until 6 months ago that that's a thing. I got y'all a dad present. Y'all go ahead and open that up. Just tear into it. Tear into it, you're fine. It was Dollar General. It was $1 at Dollar General. Rip it open. Ain't no shame in my game. I'm a humble public servant. On one side, you're going to see a reflection that over the years is going to change. It's going to go from like this to like this. You're going to wonder where this stuff came from, okay? On the other side, there's a message, and it says, I choose. Okay? The reflection in there may change, but the worth never will. And our desire for you to succeed never will, and neither will his. But kids, it is not what color you are, what race, what sex. It's not that your parents were divorced. It's not that a parent died. It's not that you didn't have money or that you weren't born in the right place. It is your choice how far you go, how you treat people, what you do for this church. It is your choice. Your success and your greatness is based on your choice. He's already made the choice. He wants you, but he can't force it. I stand up here with just incredible joy and a little bit of sadness because I understand that this is a different chapter that is closing for y'all's lives. You are going to go out, and our influence is going to wane, and the people that you choose to be with is going to increase. please choose right. Please choose right. 10 years from now, you guys can be nurse practitioners, engineers. You can be principals. You can be whatever it is that you want. Or you can be living in the basement waiting for something to happen. Whatever it is, though, it is your choice. Bow your heads. Dear Lord, I pray that you help these children understand their worth. I hope that you help them understand the sacrifices that we've made, the love that we have for them, and I pray that you guide each and every one of them to greatness. In your name, amen. Spot for these girls. When you coach them and you yell at them, I got to figure out how to get this off and turn it off before.
Hello, everybody. At a young age, I was born. I thank God every day I was born to Kevin and Renee Crawford. I love you so much and can't express how much I appreciate everything you do for me. Throughout the years, my sisters have been the only thing keeping me sane, but also one of the leading causes to my insanity. Madai, you're always telling me what I need to hear. You have taught me the importance and benefits of independence. I am beyond enviable to have you in my life. If there are two people I can always count on to be there or to show up to any school function, it's Gopa and Tommy. I know I will always be able to count on you to be there for me. Granny and Papa, despite your distance, you always still give 110% to be there for me. You always do your best to check in on me and make sure I'm doing good. I will always look forward to the time spent with you. Thank you to Stephen and Spencer my cousins Stephen and Spencer for being amazing cousins and for sacrificing a portion of your lives to be in the military away from your friends and family. Y'all are my heroes. Jaden, I don't know what I did to deserve you. You are my home away from home. I'm your biggest fan, and I'm so lucky to have you in my life. Aunt Tammy and Uncle Brian, y'all have provided me with jokes that have brought me to endless laughter. Thank you, Denise, Ty, and cousin Jake, and Ron and Pat. A big shout out to all my previous teachers, Miss Pensick, Miss Zubik, Miss Marshall, Miss Walker, Miss Nunez, Miss Pereira, Miss Anna, and Mr. D. And thank you to my teachers from this year, Mr. Weaver, Miss Deanna, Mr. Mason, Pastor Chris, and Miss Haslam. Not only have y'all been my teachers, but some of my greatest friends. Miss Janelle, I cannot give you enough thanks for what you've done for me. You have driven me to and from school for the past 4 years, and I couldn't have done it without you. You are an absolute gift from God. Thank you to Paul and Kelly for treating me like one of your own and for always having open arms. I am still very sorry about that one time I almost burnt down your house. Peyton, thank you for being my best friend since we were 3. I will never forget the memories we have made together and all the ridiculous fights we've had. I can always count on you. I promise you can always count on me to be there if you need anything. Thank you to the channelists for always making sure I am having a good time because the others were always older than me. Hannah and Zach, you have always been role models for me, and I hope y'all have a blast in college. Thank you to the Jans for all the times y'all have been willing to put up with my blasphemy. Thank you to the Rojas family for always having the most amazing food in the world and for letting Jonathan and Giuliani come over to watch Riverdale sometimes. Thank you to my other closest friends, Micaiah, Kate, Sophie, Giuliani, Emily, and Celeste. 8th grade class, y'all have been great, and I'm gonna miss y'all so much.
All right. My name is Jaylee Denny, and today I would like to thank the people who have been a part of my life for many years now. First of all, I would like to thank my dad. Every single day, he gets up at 4:30 in the morning and goes to his job in Bedford, Texas. He is an extremely hard worker, funny, and loving person, and I'm so thankful to call him Dad. He has done so much for me and has always been so caring, and he's amazing, so I'd like to thank him for that. I'd like to thank my mom. She's one of the closest people in my life. She always knows what to say on bad days and knows the funniest things to say. She's helped me build character and told me to be myself whenever I felt like I couldn't be. She's always encouraged me and has shown me the right way for my whole entire life. She's the best mom for me, and I'm so glad she's in my life. I'd like to thank my Uncle Doug for being a big part of my life since I could walk. He's taken care of me and spent time with me. We've always had a lot in common with music and have had funny carpool crazy moments in the car. He's been like an older brother that I've never had in a way, even though he's my uncle, and he's done a lot for me, so I'm so glad to call him my uncle. I'd like to remember my grandmother. She has been deceased for about 6 years now. She was a big influence on me whenever I was younger and has always had a good attitude. Even though I didn't know her as much as I would now, I still miss her a lot, and I can't wait to see her someday. I'd like to thank my grandfather and my step-grandmother, Zila. They have done a lot for me for the past 3 or 4 years. It's been a while, and I'm very thankful for them. They've done a lot for me when I was younger, and they still do, and I'm gratefully thankful for that. Although they aren't here, I'd like to thank my extended family on my mom's side in the Northwest and on my dad's side in the Panhandle. A big thanks to my former teachers from pre-K to 8th grade. Ms. Romero, Ms. Jess, Ms. Marshall, Ms. Walker, Ms. Nunez, Ms. Henderson, Ms. Kennedy, Ms. Pereira, Mr. Desatel, and Ms. Diana, and all my other elective teachers and ones I've had, and Mr. Weaver. Thanks to friends from elementary and junior high. You guys have been a lot to me, and I don't know I could do it without you guys. Best of luck to the 8th grade class, and I will miss you guys a lot. And thanks to God for leading me from the past into the future.
I can feel my heartbeat in my back. Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm Makaisha, as many of you know, and I would like to start off my speech by thanking God. Without God, none of us would be here, and most importantly, without God, I wouldn't be here. Next, I would like to start off by thanking my parents. One, for waking me up every morning because alarm clocks don't wake me, and I'm a very heavy sleeper. And two, because I know that they do everything for me out of love, even though I may not recognize it at the time. I would like to thank my mom for always putting up with me and my tantrums, and my dad for always taking the time to explain things to me. Thank you for everything, and I love you both. My grandma wasn't able to make it today, but I want to thank her for taking care of me since I was little and taking the time to listen to me and making me laugh. Auntie Luna, Toto Edwa, Kelsey Henriksen, and Shayla, thank you for always being one text, call, or snap away. Thank you for always inviting us into your house, even at 12 o'clock in the morning, but most importantly, thank you for always supporting me in all I do. Kelsey, thank you for being my older sister that I never will and never had. And Henderson, thank you for being my supportive older brother that I, again, will never have. I love you both. Nenan, thank you for being my second mom. Thank you for treating me as one of your own and doing everything for me that you possibly could. Thanks for adopting my brother and sisters, and I love all of y'all. I would like to thank Claudia and her husband for always bringing me to school, taking me back, and even though they couldn't, they always made sure that I had a ride to and back from school. Thank you. Coach Paul, I would like to thank you for teaching me about basketball. I still remember my first practice where I couldn't even make a layup, and now I still chunk the ball at the basketball backboard. Something about me being too strong for my own good. Dr. Haslam, thank you for helping me with my form, even though it still needs a little bit more work. And thank you for helping me with all my injuries and all the team's injuries. Miss Deanna, thank you for making me AP English. Thank you for making me feel smart and saying that I have potential. Oh, and for giving us candy. Well, for throwing it at us. She probably knows by now that she's one of my favorite teachers. Not that I have favorites or anything, but. Mrs. Fisher, thank you for teaching me about art. My best piece of art is abstract art, but it still looks bad, but you know. I will always remember your enthusiasm for art, for your erasers, and for us. I remember your life quotes and your tips on how to live a happier and better life. Mr. Weaver. Okay. I knew that from the beginning that when I walked into your classroom and you called me Makasia instead of Makaisha, that I was gonna like you. Why? I'm not very sure. But Makasia then turned to Miosha, Pastor Makaisha, and Pastor Miosha. You have never failed to make me laugh or smile unless I'm really not in the mood. You have actually let us ask questions instead of shutting us down, and you have explained things to us. You have never failed to make us laugh, but you have never failed to make us think or do work or run laps or skip PE or write papers. I think I got the point. But Mr. Weaver is the teacher that everyone likes, and it's not because he doesn't give homework, because he does. It's because he actually listens sometimes and actually cares most of the time. I've only had Mr. Weaver for 1 year, but it feels longer than that. Thank you, Mr. Weaver, for teaching me. I would like to give a shout out to all my family that couldn't make it. Emily, Celeste, Julian, the rest of the 8th graders from last year, Gage, Sasha, Austin, and the rest of the 7th graders from this year, Olivia, Peyton, Seth, and Elias, and the rest of the 8th graders from this year, Mr. Rangel, AKA my birthday buddy, Miss Mary, Miss Pereira, Mr. D, Eli, Pastor Soups, and Lauren, Pastor Chris, and Cecia. And my friends and Zena, because she did my hair today for like free, so thank you. And now all of us 8th graders are heading to high school. Will it be easy? No. Will it be worth it? Absolutely. David Cole said, life will happen to you whether you try to guide it or not, so you might as well try to influence the outcome. Thank you.
All right, these heels are mean. You guys need to try them sometime. They're cruel. All right. Hi, my name's Abby, for those of you who don't know me. I'd like to begin my ridiculously short 3-minute speech, Mr. Weaver, I'm supposed to wax eloquent and thank everybody I know in this, but I will start it with quoting one of my favorite authors, Dr. Seuss. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. And so for Mr. Weaver's sake, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna start with my parents, for not only letting me live for 14 years, but for also taking me across the globe to Cowboys games and piano recitals, and for always having my back. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Next, I'd like to thank my lifelong partner in crime and also sometimes informer, that means tattletale. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, the one who used to, and I wouldn't mind her doing it again, clean my room because she's that awesome. Allie, my little sister, and her special smile. Oh, she's smiling. Okay, Nana, I always like to talk to you. You're really easy to talk to. I love mornings at your house. And Papa, thank you for teaching me everything I need to know, including how to drive a tractor, woodworking, and awesome quotes. I'm not gonna say them right now. But yeah, thank you guys. Chloe and Charlotte. There is no one I'd rather live up the hill from, hide under the bed from and with, and be dogpiled by than you. Aunt Carrie and Uncle Matt, thank you for Chloe and Charlotte. Oh, and maybe Mississippi, Cowboys nights, Christmas, and basketball. Auntie Diane, thank you for your special K. It's legendary, even among the carnivorous crew, I must tell you. And for your courageous walk down the long hall to open the door for the police officer while we hid under the beds. Thank you, Uncle Mike, for making all of us laugh. Thank you, Aunt Shannon, for always thinking of me when you're making cool crafts. And thank you, Isabella, for always making me smile. Thank you, Nana Bobby. Even though you weren't able to make it, I love you, and you really always make me feel special. That one. I'd like to thank all my coaches, Patty, Paul, Carla, Daniel, and Coach Ben. And I'd like to thank my teachers, Mom, Miss Lisa, Miss Lydia, Mr. Howerton, Miss Dennison, Mr. D, Miss Fisher, Miss Anna, Mr. Mason, Miss Pereira, Mr. Rangel, Mom, Miss Deanna, and Mr. Weaver. for never giving up on me and showing me that I have potential. You've impacted my life, and I will never forget the kindness you guys have shown me. And with my last 15 seconds, I would like to thank the Duns, the Chadwicks, my friends in Argentina, and my friends from Pathway and BAS. You've helped me grow both spiritually and socially. Thank you for the laughs and forever memories. And thank you, everybody who I've named, for showing me God's love in your daily lives. I love you guys.
First off, I'd like to thank my mom for every day always making me do my homework even when I wanted to play video games really bad, and always making me eat food that I never wanted to eat. Next, I'd like to thank my dad. Even when I was mad, sad, I wasn't having a good day, he'd always put a smile on my face. Thank you, Jamie, for even when I was eating a bunch, you just shoved more food down my throat. I know that, JJ, you probably don't understand, but I love you. Thank you. Auntie and Jeff, thank you for hosting all those Saturday dinners, because you got your new house. Amazing food, even better dessert. Thank you, Nana, for always, at least last year, for taking me to school. Even when you had your hair to do or you had a really busy day, you'd still find time to do that. Thank you, Papa, for letting me work for you for outrageous amounts of money. Thank you, Jeff, for always losing at bets. That way I can make a bunch of money also. Thank you to all my teachers. Miss Tiana, thank you for barely giving us any work. It's amazing. Love that. And Mr. Weaver, thank you for taking me to school, or you're welcome for me letting drive with you. I know that made it wonderful morning to your day every day. That's it.
I had to lower that because I'm really short, so that's fine. Okay. My goal today is not to cry, so I'm just going to try not to cry, but if I do, don't judge me. Okay. Honestly, I've been so incredibly blessed by being at this school. I met so many incredible people that I'll never forget at BAS. I wouldn't have been here without God, my mom, my dad, and my brother. Mom, you took time out of your busy schedule, whether it be nursing school or your nursing career, to be at my basketball and volleyball games and cheer the team on. I've learned so much from you, and I've learned so much from you, and you are the best mom in the world. Thank you. Dad, thank you. Thank you so much for putting up with my drama and teaching me what God would want me to do in my wonderful girl drama situations. Love you, and that probably happens a lot, so thank you. Connor, you always stand up for me and cheer me on at my games and practices. I don't know if y'all know this, but he wins the award for the best brother ever. And thank you, Evan, for being like a second brother to me. Thank you, Mimi, Papa, Granny, Grandpa, Aunt Lori, and Grammy for being at all my games and supporting me in everything I do. Kate and Allie, we've known each other since we were 3, and I never regret any moment of it. Even though we are going to different high schools, you will always be in my heart, and I'll never forget y'all. Love y'all so much. Abby, Allie, and Sasha, thank you guys for being the best basketball BFFs a girl could ever have. Thank you for always being with me at the Mavs camp and ball kid events and making it awesome. I love you guys so much. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Haslam, for driving us to those places, and thank you, Miss Patty, for being there for us girls. Peyton, Olivia, Micaiah, Samantha, and Emma, thank you so much for being there for me and being great friends. Coach Pearl, or Pearls as us girls call her, Coach Paul, and Coach Deanna, thank you for being the best coaches any school could ask for. I love y'all so much, and I appreciate how much you've done for me these past years. I would have never been here, and I've never gotten to know basketball as much as I do now, or volleyball without them. And I love you guys so much. And I would like to thank all my teachers. Thank you, Mr. Weaver, Mrs. Ziana, Ms. Pereira, Mr. D, Mrs. Nunez, Mrs. Fisher, Miss Mary, Mr. Engel, Miss Anna, Miss Jinky, and Mr. Mason. As you can see, the school has taught me so much, and I thank God that I had the privilege to come to BAS. God bless all of you, and have a great night.
Now, before I start, I just have one question. Have any of you ever tried to order haystacks at a drive-thru? Was that the start you wanted, Mr. Weaver? Was that good? Okay. Dad, a.k.a. Duddy, you may not be home 24/7, but we know it's always to support the family. But when you are home, you make time for us in any way you can, even if it means not working. Thank you also for daring me to do a lot of really dumb things. I mean, who else takes 3 girls to a sports banquet at the same time if it wasn't for a dare? Mom, a.k.a. meh, you may not work, but you wake me up, feed me, and get on me when I'm slacking off. Thank you for that. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. For the sole fact that I would probably be naked. Yep, I remember my pants. Yep. Carson, a.k.a. Launchpad. Seems like you stole all the athletic and skinny jeans. Now I know you like your Launchpad, but stop stealing my gel for it. But more importantly, when I get older, don't steal my girls. Carter, a.k.a. Slow Goat. You may be slow, but man, you sure can eat. But could you leave some for the rest of us? I mean, I checked the scale and I lost a few pounds. But above all, thank you for being the school record for me. I couldn't do it, and I'm glad you did it for me. Ryan, a.k.a. Bob. You've been my best friend since 1st grade. I really couldn't have asked for a better friend. You took me places I never thought I'd actually go. You were actually kind of like more of a brother to me than those two sitting in the audience. You helped me deal with a lot of dumb things. Mr. Jeff and Miss Jamie, thank you for being so kind as to invite me over so many times for sleepovers, and including me as like one of your own. Also, thank you for taking me to California with you guys. That was really fun. Now since I turned 14, I've started eating like 3 times as much, and my mother's tired of cooking, so my bags are at the door. Can I crash at you guys' place for a while? Okay, good. Mimi and Poppy, thank you for trying your best to come to my games. Even though there were times, you were definitely there just to watch us suffer. Papa, a.k.a. Papa Jack, thanks for taking me to school from 1st through 4th grade. You always used to play country music in your car. My favorite being, nah, yeah, I'm good. I could never know, but I probably should. I gotta be due to another. I will stay true. Okay, I'm gonna stop before you all don't have ears or they start bleeding. Also, Papa, did you polish your head today? Graham, a.k.a. Graham Cracker, thank you for teaching me in pre-K and kindergarten. I wouldn't have been as intelligent if it weren't for you. I also wouldn't have been as crazy and competitive if it weren't for someone to teach me how it's done. You always are the first to call me on my birthday, every time. Yeah, this year you called me at 2 a.m. in the morning. That's exactly when I'm born. Now, speaking of my birthday, after hearing your soul on the phone and what just happened like a few seconds ago when I was singing to Papa, I think we should hit the road. We can make a lot of money. Miss Billy, a.k.a. Step Gram, thanks for being the best step-grandparent I've ever had, and the only one. You've made us so many cookies that I've actually lost count. Thanks for coming to my games and being the rebel with your noisemakers. Now, everyone else who didn't have one was just jealous that they didn't have one too. Allie, Kate, and Hannah, I've known you guys since we were basically born. Thanks for being there when I needed to talk. Most important thing I can tell you three is stay smart and beautiful. Olivia, thanks for making our car rides fun and interesting. Also, sorry for talking you off in first grade. I was just lonely. My amigos, a.k.a. Clifford, Bob, Tic Tac over there in the corner, Sethiel. Guys, thanks for being the perfect gang of friends I've actually ever had. You may not be perfect. We forget. We are mean to each other every now and again. We may voice crack a lot, yet we are still friends in the end, and that's what matters. Now, I'm going to add this last one out of my own kindness. Teachers, thank you for teaching me, but I don't appreciate the homework.
Hi. My name is Elias, and I'm here to say thank you to all those who supported me, starting with God, who has helped me get where I am, and for being there every step of the way. For my parents who sacrificed everything to get me Christian education, and for pushing me when I wasn't trying my best, and for everything else they have done for me. I would also like to thank my teachers for teaching me new things every day, not just Ms. Dion and Mr. Weaver, Ms. Fisher, Ms. Mary, but teachers I have out of school too, like my music teachers and church teachers. Thank you, Abuelo Jose, for teaching me what's wrong and for telling me about the Bible. Gracias, abuelito y abuelita Gaona, por guiarme y también enseñarme cómo ayudar en el jardín. Te aprecio. Gracias, Mr. Medicine y Miss Nazy, for always encouraging me in whatever I do, and for always wishing me for the best. Thank you, Tiago and Bella, for all the fun times we had. Also, thank you, Mr. Rangel, for organizing and leading our school. And finally, I want to thank my class for the irreplaceable times I had at BAS. And I hope that wherever you go, you have a good time and enjoy your next year as a freshman. I also would like to wish all the 7th grade class good luck so they could come next year, and thank everyone they appreciate. Thank you all for coming here and listening to my speech. Have a great night.
Hello, my name is Lindsay, and I'm excited to be here today to celebrate the 8th grade graduation with all of you. And I would like to thank my parents for working hard to give me a good Christian education and for putting up with me for 14 years. You guys are the best. Thank you, Grandma and Bello, for supporting me in my music and for being willing to do anything in your power to provide me with what I need. Thank you, Tati and Tiff, for listening to all of my problems and for being there for me all the time. Thank you, Bianca and Isaac. You guys have always been there and are the best siblings I could ask for. And lastly, I would like to thank my teachers and my friends. Thank you, Mr. Weaver, for trying to make learning fun and always teaching with a positive attitude. Thank you, Ms. Diana, for making English fun and enjoyable. Thank you for always pushing me to be my best. And thank you, Itzi, Malinka, and all of my other friends for always staying by my side no matter how annoying I can get. And that's it. Thank you for coming by.
Hello, my name is Peyton Sandifer. I've been at BAS now for 10 years, since pre-K, and I would like to thank all my teachers and Pastor Chris and the Haslams and Miss Fisher for always teaching us life lessons, and always having fun in art class. Dad, words cannot even describe what you have done for me. I love you so much. I couldn't have asked for a better dad. I'm your #1 fan. Kelly, you are like a mom to me. I know what I would do, I don't know what I would do without you. You are always there for me, and you also make amazing meatloaf. I love you so much. Kinley, you are my favorite oldest sister. I always love hanging out with you. You make everything fun. You are one of my best friends. Reagan, you are my favorite middle sister, and you are one of the funniest people I know. Even though we fight, and sometimes I want to pull your hair out, I do that with all the love in my heart. Egg boy. Just kidding, Courtney. I love you, and I love all the times that we spent together and the times that we stayed up late when I was supposed to be asleep and watched our shows. Blam! Nana and Grandma, thank you guys for always making amazing food. And Nana, thank you for the awesome Christmas presents. I love you. Grandma, thank you for always letting me do your hair and makeup like a clown. But you are still beautiful in my eyes. I love you. Taylor, Tyler, and Riley, thank you guys for being my camp and vacation buddies. It has been fun, and I hope we continue to grow closer over the years. I love you guys. Tony and Billy, thank you guys so much for coming all the way out from Florida and Georgia. I love you guys so much. Laura, thank you for all the fun memories in the cookouts, and thanks for letting me name my locust after you. I love you. Alex, I'm sad you couldn't make it tonight, but I love you. Grandpa, you are one of my favorite peeps. You are everything to me. You are my friend, my mentor, and sometimes even my doctor. I love that even if I say I just feel a little bit sick, you always have like an herb that will heal that. Carrie and Ricky, you guys are the best aunts in the world. It makes my day 100% better whenever you guys come over and we have a movie night or a karaoke night. I love you guys. Buddy, I love you, and I also love that I'm taller than you, and I love your funny nicknames for me, like Stretch. Olivia, Kate, and Micaiah, you guys made this year fun for me. Other people did too, but especially you guys. I hope that we can all stay in touch. Micaiah, I feel like I have known you for my whole life. We have had fun inside jokes like NS and code names for people. Kate, I've loved every minute of our friendship, and I hope it grows stronger. Olivia, you are like a sister to me. Even though we fight, I still love and appreciate that I have you in my life. You will always have a special place in my heart. I love you. Thank you, Mrs. and Mr. Crawford, for always treating me like your own and letting me stay at you guys' house countless nights. I love you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you, Tatiana and Douglas. Thank you, Tatiana, for tutoring me, and thank you, Douglas, for always riding the four-wheelers with us. I love you guys. I could not have gone through this night without mentioning my mom. I know I didn't know you very well, but I bet if you were still alive, I would have been your favorite. I love you. See you in heaven.
I'd like to start off by thanking my family. Mom, thank you for everything, for loving me, caring for me, and doing lots of things for me, and providing for me my whole life. Dad, thank you for always loving me, providing for me, and driving me everywhere, and being a great role model my whole life, and supporting me in sports and in everything else. Sammy, thank you for being my best friend for my whole life. Thank you for always saying I suck to push me to become better at whatever I'm doing and challenging me at it. Tia Shelly, Tia Sodi, Tia Dean, Tio Federico, Tio Brian, and Tio Bolito. Thank you for everything you do for me. Thank you for babysitting me, taking us out to eat, and letting us stay up late watching movies with you. I love you. I also like to thank my teachers in the past years, Miss Thomas, Miss Pereira, Miss Diana, Mr. D, Mr. Mason, Miss Fisher, and Mr. Weaver, for always pushing me to do better in academics and never giving up on me. I'd like to thank all my coaches in my life, my dad, my Coach Gisa, Mr. D, Coach Tarl, and Coach RJ, for always pushing me to do better in sports and teaching me to be a better person. I'd like to thank all my classmates since I was in 5th grade in BAS for being our 12th class, and I'm going to miss you this year. And lastly, I'd like to thank God, because without him, I wouldn't have graduated and none of this would be possible. Thank you.
Hold on, I'm really short. Okay. Thank you. Is that good? Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Okay. There's a lot of people I would like to thank tonight, but first I would like to thank my parents. Thank you for everything that you've done for me, all the hospital visits and all the tantrums that I have, even though I'm the favorite. Thank you for never giving up on me and teaching me to be the best person I can be. I love y'all. Grandma and Grandpa, thank you, Grandpa, for all the good chicken nuggets that you bought me after school. And for letting me drive your car, even though you probably don't trust me. And for not leaving me at school and actually picking me up. Thank you, Cassie, for being the best sister I could ever ask for. Thank you for being by my side even though we fight a lot. I always know that in the end you have my back. To my aunts and uncles, thank you, Uncle John, for always listening to my silly stories I have to tell. And for letting me babysit our cousins. And for never giving up on me and letting me come over and spend the night. I'd like to thank my 2 best friends, Hannah and Taylor, for always being by my side. I've known y'all for like 10 years, and I'm glad that you dealt with me this long because I could never, never give up on y'all. Thank you, Mr. Weaver and Miss Deanna, for being the best teachers ever, and for not calling me Cassidy, Mr. Weaver. Even though I'm probably a mini her, but that's what people say. Thank you, Miss Deanna, for always giving me the stress on the essays and the reports, making me worry about them. And thank you to Aunt Nicole and Uncle Joel for being my extra parents. Thank you for always being there at every event and being by my side. Thank you.
Okay, I'm nervous. Okay. Good evening. My name is Allie. I am one of the few people who have stayed at BIS for 10 years, and I couldn't ask for a better school to guide me in my Christian faith. BIS has taught me many things, including how to stop a fire in the kitchen to improving my grade on a paper. In my walk through grade school, there are so many people I would like to thank. All my teachers, Miss Pensick, Miss Zubik, Miss Marshall, Miss Walker, Miss Nunez, Miss Pereira, Mr. D, and our newest teachers, Miss Perla, Miss Diana, and Mr. Weaver. I also want to thank our homeroom teachers. Not only our homeroom teachers, but our principal, Mr. Engel, our art teacher, Miss Fisher, our five music teachers, Mr. and Mrs. Mason, Miss Anna, Pastor Chris, and Miss Haslam, our librarian, Miss Melashenko, and last but certainly not least, our tech guy, Mr. Newton. At first, I was pretty shy in sports, but with the amazing coaches that I had, I grew more and more confident with each game and practice. So tonight, I also want to thank our volleyball coaches, Miss Deanna, for making us outstanding outfits and coaching our volleyball team with your whole heart. Coach Patty, for being the perfect mom, leading our team and making sure there were snacks before every game and popsicles after every practice. Coach Perla, for always telling us to get it together when we get sidetracked and teaching us drills that in the process was painful, but in the long run, totally worth it. Thank you. Our basketball coaches, Coach Dr. Haslam, for always willing to teach us new things, push us harder, write stats, and always being ready with your first aid kit for all our goose eggs, broken noses, cuts, and sprained wrists and fingers. We really appreciate you. Coach Perla, again, for always being there for us and believing in us. You are truly a blessing to us. Coach Paul, for being the best basketball coach we could ever ask for. We will miss you, and the whole school will miss you as well. Thank you for making a huge impact in all of our lives. And thank you, teammates, for not just being teammates, but uplifting friends. I am so glad that there were other people, too, supporting me through school at BIS. My mom, thank you for helping me through emotional issues, driving me to school every day, and helping out with driving to field trips and planning for school events. My dad, thank you for paying the bills, helping me with homework, and encouraging me to get good grades. I love you guys. I also want to thank my Nana, Uncle Mark, my 3 cousins, my Grandma and Grandpa G, Aunt Annette and Uncle Greg, and my other family, and all my classmates and friends. Thank you, Hannah, for always sticking beside me as my best friend. Even through little fights comes amazing sleepovers. You encourage me and help me through my relationship with God. Thank you. Thank you, Sasha, for being my risk-taking BFF. You're always there to make any difficult situation an awesome adventure. Thank you. Thank you, Sam, for being my newest BFF. You're always there to encourage me when I am sad and spend time with me whenever you can. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Kate, for being a great sister, even through all the arguments and quarrels we may have. You are always willing to stand up for me and help me go through any difficult situations. You have impacted my life in so many ways. Thank you. Thank you, BAS family, for making my journey through this school the best it could possibly be. It has been an amazing experience, from the neighbors' dogs coming over to say hi to the amazing Bible studies held by Pastor Chris. Thank you for making my faith and trust in God so much stronger. Thank you for impacting my life in the best of ways. I will miss this school so much, especially the kids, friends, and teachers there. Thank you.
All right, good evening. My name is Kate, and I would just like to first tell you how fun this year has been. Every single student in this classroom has been so much fun. Everyone has been so nice to me, and I just couldn't ask for anyone better than them. I would first like to thank God for everything, all the blessings He has given me, and the wonderful opportunities I have had. Also I'm thanking Him for my parents because, they're the best parents I could have ever asked for. Thank you, Mom and Dad. You're the best parents, and thank you for teaching me not how to, Mom, thank you for teaching me not how to fall off a horse, and thank you for teaching me a bunch of life lessons and dealing with all my drama that I come home with. Thank you, Dad, for paying the bills and working very hard for our family and providing for us. Thank you, Allie, for being the best sister I could ask for, even though there are some times I would not say that. I would also like to thank my Nana for all the loving support you give me. Thank you for always being there for me and with everything I do. Thank you, Grandma and Grandpa G. Thank you for all the wonderful memories at Christmas and Thanksgiving and the amazing food you make. It's always really good. Thank you for the time that you sacrifice for that. Thank you, Uncle Mark, Miss Tina, Christian, Parker, and even though Jackson's not here, he's still a great cousin. Thank you for all the wonderful memories that y'all make with us, and it's so much fun to have cousins like y'all. I could not have asked for better ones than y'all. Thank you to my teachers, Mr. Weaver, Miss Yana, Mr. D, Mr. Angel, Miss Pereira, Miss Walker, Miss Zubik, Miss Fisher. There are more, but thank you for putting up with me and teaching me everything I know. Thank you, Coach Paul, for all the wonderful basketball memories that you have given me. Thank you, Coach Perla, Mom, and Miss Diana for coaching the Lady Bobcats. It was so much fun. Thank you so much for all the memories. I just want to thank everyone because you are truly a blessing from God, and I couldn't have done it without all of y'all and this class. So, yeah.
Hi. Let's see. My name is Jake, and I'd like to start off by thanking my family who live with me. My mother for always helping me when I get hurt, which is all the time. Thank you, Father, for teaching me. Thank you again for that. Mom, thank you for teaching me also. Sam and Nick, thank you for all the times that we've had together, for our random spastic moments, for our just times when we play or something. Thank you, Grandma and Grandpa, for all the times I've been able to spend at your house and hang out with you. Thank you, Uncle Rick, Aunt Teresa, Aunt Alex, and Emily, for all the times I've had at your house and for hanging out with you. Thank you, friends, Ryan and Connor, for the first through 6th through 7th through 8th. No, first through 5th and 8th, for all those times helping me and hanging out with me and playing Xbox and stuff like that. Thank you for all my teachers who have helped me get this far, like Miss Marshall, Miss Walker, Miss Nunez, Miss Diana, my mom, my dad, Miss Fisher. Oh yeah, thank you. Miss Pereira, hi. That's about it. Thank you.
I'll give hers later.
Excuse me, can I get your attention, please? Apparently, I didn't loud enough at least thank my brother, Jared. Because I did, but whatever. Thank you, Jared, for making life sometimes hard, mostly hard, and then sometimes Better? Yes.
It's only for a moment you are mine to hold. The plans that heaven has for you will all too soon unfold. So many different prayers I'll pray for all that you might do. But most of all, I want to know you're walking in the truth. And if I never told you, I want you to know that as I watch you grow, I pray that God would fill your heart with dreams, and that faith gives you the courage to dare to do great things. I'm here for you, whatever this life brings. So let my love give you roots and help you find your wings. May passion be the wind that leads you through your days, and may conviction keep you strong, guide you on your way. May there be many moments that make your life so sweet. Oh, but more than memories, I pray that God would fill your heart with dreams, and that faith gives you the courage to dare to do great things. I'm here for you, whatever this life brings. So let my love give you roots and help you find your wings. It's not living if you don't reach for the sky. I'll have tears as you take off, but I'll cheer as you fly. I pray that God would fill your heart with dreams, and that faith gives you the courage to dare to do great things. I'm here for you, whatever this life brings. So let my love give you roots and help you find your wings.
I can see it in your eyes that you are restless. The time has come for you to leave. It's so hard to let you go, but in this life I know you have to be who you were made to be. As you step out on the road, I'll say a prayer, so that in my heart you always will be there. This is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again. So let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love you to take with you until you're home again. The stirring in your soul has left you wondering, should you stay or turn around? Well, just remember that your dreams, they are a promise, that you were made to change the world. So don't let fear stop you now, 'cause this is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again, so let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love you to take with you until you're home again. Oh, I know the brightest star above was created by the one who loved more than we'll ever know, to guide you when you're lost. What started as a still small voice is raging now, and your only choice is to follow who you are. So follow who you are, 'cause this is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again. Oh, this is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again, so let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love you to take with you until you're home. It is I love you to take with you until you're home. It is I love you to take with you until you're home again.
Bluebirds fly and the
top, that's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dream that you did to, oh why can't I? Well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dreams that you dare to, why, oh, why can't I?
Is this the end, or only the beginning? The second chance you never thought you'd get. The question is, will you do something with it, or spend your days lost in your regret? This is the story of your life. You decide how the rest is gonna read. This is your chance between the lines to redefine what kind of legacy you leave. This is the joy, and this is the pain, and all the pages in between. Your finest hour, your weakest moment, is where you've been, it's where you are, it's where you're going. This is the story of your life. You decide how the rest is gonna read. And this is your chance between the lines to redefine the kind of legacy you leave. This is the story of your life. Go tell the story of your life, 'cause it's a story worth telling. This is the story of your life. It's worth telling. Is this the end or only the beginning?
All right. You guys ready for this? Okay. All right, you guys can go ahead and stand. And I'm going to invite up Mr. Rangel and Mr. Schneider, our principal and our school board chair. So let's get you to stand over there. This will be your Kodak/iPhone moment. So as I call their names, they'll come forward and receive their diplomas and get their tassels moved. All right. Olivia Crawford. Jaylee Denny. Micaiah Eugene. Abby Haslam. Ryan Huffman. Hannah Johnson. Connor Jones. All right, the first row can go ahead and sit down. Elias Marte. Lindsay Quiros. Peyton Sandifer. Seth Valencia. Abby Vi. Allie Wallace. Kate Wallace. Jake Weaver. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduating class of 2018. After Hannah prays and they do their march, I would like to invite all of you to a reception in the fellowship hall. But Hannah, why don't you come on up?
Okay, bow your heads. Dear God, thank you for this wonderful day. Thank you that everyone got to come out here and witness our graduation as we step on into our new lives. And thank you for all the people that were here today, and thank you for our class, and we love you so much. And please be with us as we drive home, and be safe, and we love you so much. Amen.